Hi, hello students. Welcome back to online class. Today I am going to teach Geography Lesson 3 Atmosphere. Okay. Already I have given two lessons the question answer. I am thinking so you have learned. Next is today atmosphere. What do you mean by this atmosphere? Uh, it is the blanket of the air that surround the earth. Is called the atmosphere. Okay, listen carefully. Topic is atmosphere. Geography lesson 3 atmosphere. So what do you mean by atmosphere? Atmosphere is the blanket of air that surrounds the earth is called the atmosphere. Okay, so in this lesson we are going to learn about the composition and structure of atmosphere, uh, troposphere and structure of atmosphere. Under this structure of atmosphere, it is divided into 5 layers. What are the 5 layers? Troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere. So next one is the weather and climate. Under weather and climate also, there are many factors that influence weather and climate. What are the factors that influence the weather and climate? Means distance from the equator, altitude, nearness to the sea, nature of the prevailing winds, mountain barrier, cloud cover, ocean current, natural vegetations. So today we are going to learn about these things only. Now we can learn, we can go inside this lesson. So what are the objectives about this atmosphere means the composition and structure of atmosphere and differentiate weather and climate and the factors influencing weather and climate and the classification of clouds, wind and rainfall. First one, we all know where we are living. We are living on the earth. So already I taught earth is the unique planet, okay, where life is found. Here, why it is considered as a unique planet means here only we can live. The living things can live. The air is essential for the survival of all the living beings. Now, what do you mean by atmosphere? The blanket of air that surrounds the earth is called the atmosphere. So, where we can see this atmosphere, it is close to the earth by gravitational attraction. Okay, please students listen. What do you mean by atmosphere? Atmosphere is the blanket of air that surrounds the earth. Okay, next one is the composition of the atmosphere. What do you mean by this composition of atmosphere? You all know that atmosphere is a mixture of gases, water vapor and dust particle in different proportions. Okay, in atmosphere there are many mixtures of gases, water vapor, dust particles and different proportions. Not only these, there are many gases also present in the atmosphere. They are argon, carbon dioxide, neon, helium, ozone, hydrogen, krypton, xenon, methane and also some water vapor also found in the atmosphere. Apart from this, it also include dust particles, salt particles, pollen grains, smoke, soot, volcanic ashes, etc. So please listen. What are the composition of the atmosphere? So atmosphere is a mixture of gases, water vapor and dust particle in different proportions. What are the different proportions? Nitrogen, mainly nitrogen. How many percentage nitrogen in atmosphere? 78 percentage and oxygen 21 percentage. These two are the permanent gases of the atmosphere. Sometimes they may ask question, which are the two permanent gases of the atmosphere? Nitrogen and oxygen. They constitute 99 percentage of the total composition and the percentage always remain the same without any change. The remaining 1 percentage is occupied by argon, that is 0.93 percentage, carbon dioxide 0.03 percentage, neon 0.0018 percentage, helium 0.0005 percentage, ozone 0.00006 percentage, and hydrogen 0.00005 percentage, and or these contain 1 percentage. Okay, next one, krypton, xenon and methane are also present in the atmosphere. And also water vapor, how much water vapor is found in the atmosphere? That is 0 to 0.4 percentage is also found in the atmosphere, which plays an important role in predicting weather phenomena. So the other solid particles also present in the atmosphere. Can you say which are the solid particles present in the atmosphere? They are the dust particle, salt particle, pollen grains, smoke, soot, volcanic ashes, etc. What do you mean by the meaning soot? That means ashes. Okay. Next one. In 1772, see, Daniel Rutherford discovered nitrogen in atmosphere. So in 1774, Joseph Priestley discovered oxygen in atmosphere. Sometimes they may ask question, who has discovered nitrogen in atmosphere? That is Daniel Rutherford. Next, who has discovered oxygen in atmosphere? Joseph Priestley. Next one is which is the most important thing for the living organism? That is the oxygen. Okay, oxygen is most important for living organisms. We all will take in oxygen and leave out carbon dioxide, isn't it? So in the atmosphere we have this oxygen also. So which is the most important gas for the living organism? So oxygen is the most important for living organism. So carbon dioxide absorbs heat and keeps the atmosphere warm by insulation and radiation. Next one, nitrogen acts as a dilute and is chemically inactive. So ozone helps in protecting the earth from harmful ultraviolet radiations. What is the useful for ozone? So it is a very, very important one. Ozone will help the earth from harmful ultraviolet radiations. That is directly from the sun's rays it is falling. It will protect us from the sun's rays. The solid particle in the atmosphere act as nuclei on which water vapor condenses to form precipitation. So students, next one is the structure of the atmosphere. What do you know about this structure of the atmosphere? The atmosphere is thick near the earth's surface and thin out until it eventually merges with space. So listen. What was the structure of the atmosphere? It is thick near the earth's surface and thin until it eventually merges with space. So mostly this structure of the atmosphere, there are 5 atmospheric layers. Do you know what are the 5 atmospheric layers? What are the 5 atmospheric layers? They are the troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere. Apart from this, there is one more sphere, that is magnetosphere. Okay. Once again, I am saying there are how many layers of atmosphere? Atmosphere has 5 layers. What are they? The 5 atmospheric layers are troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere. Okay, now we are going to learn about these things one by one in detail. Troposphere. What do you mean by this troposphere? Troposphere means, in Tamil we will say keeladukku. Okay, the lowest layer of the atmosphere is the troposphere. What do you mean by troposphere? Students, listen. The lowest layer of the atmosphere is the troposphere. So the in Greek word tropos means turn or change. Okay, what do you mean by this? What do you mean by troposphere? The lowest layer of the atmosphere is the troposphere. So in Greek word it was considered as turn or change. In this layer, how much it was extend means up to 8 km at the pole and up to 18 km at the equator. Listen, this troposphere, it has extend up to 8 kilometer at the poles, North Pole and South Pole, and up to 18 kilometer at the equator. Okay, the temperature decreases with increasing height. How? In this portion, the temperature decreases with increasing height. Almost all weather phenomena take place in this layer. So sometimes they may ask question, in which sphere the weather will take place? That is the troposphere. So weather phenomena will take place in troposphere. So hence it is called as weather making layer. So what is the another name for troposphere? It is the weather making layer. Sometimes they may ask one word question, which was considered as the weather making layer? That is the troposphere. The upper limit of the troposphere is called as tropopause. Okay, listen once again. What do you mean by troposphere? The lowest layer of the atmosphere is the troposphere. So how much it was extend means, at the poles it is 8 kilometer, near the equator it is up to 18 kilometer at the equator. So what is the another name for this troposphere? It is the weather making layer. Okay, so upper limit of the troposphere is called as tropopause. Next one, second one is the stratosphere. Stratosphere means, what it was means, it lies above the troposphere. It extends to a height of about 50 kilometer above Earth's surface. From the Earth's surface, it was extend up to height of 50 kilometer. So since this layer is a concentration of ozone molecule, it is also referred as ozonosphere. Please listen. Next one is the stratosphere. Stratosphere lies where it was means, it is above the troposphere. From the Earth's surface, above 50 kilometer it was considered. So in this layer, what was there means, ozone molecule was present. Okay, so in which layer ozone molecule is present means stratosphere. So it is referred as ozonosphere. So it is another name for stratosphere, children, that is the ozonosphere. Here the temperature increases with increase in height in this layer. There in the troposphere, what we have learned, that the temperature decreases with increasing height. At the same time, in the stratosphere, the temperature increases with increase in height in this layer. So mostly in this layer, what was seen means, jet planes normally fly here. Which was flying here? Jet plane. The upper limit of the stratosphere is called as stratopause. Okay, the upper limit of the troposphere is called as tropopause. At the same time, the upper limit of the stratosphere is called as stratopause. Okay, do you understand? Next one is the mesosphere. Mesosphere. What do you mean by this mesosphere? In Tamil we will say idai adukku. Okay, so how much it was extend means 50 kilometer and 80 kilometer. Here how the temperature was means, it decreases with increasing height. Okay students, mesosphere, how the temperature was, temperature decreases with increasing height. According to the height it will be degrees. Here mostly the radio waves was transmitted from the earth or reflected back to earth from this layer. This layer, which waves was transmitted means mesosphere, radio waves was transmitted. Most of the meteoroids nearing the earth get burnt here. The uppermost limit of the mesosphere is the mesopause. Okay, so most of the meteoroids, what do you mean by meteoroids? In Tamil we will say vinkarkal. Okay, when it reaches near this mesosphere, it will get burnt. Where you can see this, what waves can be transmitted in this sphere? Radio waves. So once again we can recall what you meant by mesosphere. Mesosphere extends between 50 kilometer and 80 kilometer. Here the temperature decreases with increasing height. And what waves was transmitted? radio waves was transmitted from the earth, and again it was get back to the earth from this layer. So what you can see in this, most of the meteoroids nearing the earth get burned here. The uppermost limit of the mesosphere is the mesopause. So already we have learned the uppermost layer of the troposphere is called tropopause. The uppermost layer of the stratosphere is called as stratopause. Here the uppermost layer of the mesosphere is called as mesopause. Next one is the thermosphere. So what do you mean by thermosphere means it is a heat, isn't it? In Tamil we will say வெப்ப அடுக்கு. Okay. Thermosphere, how much it was extend means about 600 kilometer. How much it was extended? 600 kilometer. Thermosphere exists above the mesosphere and it extends about 600 kilometer. The composition of gas is the lower thermosphere is more or less uniform. Here the gases will be uniform. So hence it is called as homosphere. So thermosphere is also called as homosphere. Why means here the gases in the lower thermosphere is more or less uniform. So hence it is called as homosphere. Here the upper portion of the thermosphere has uneven composition of gas and hence it is referred as heterosphere. Homosphere, heterosphere. Homosphere, heterosphere. What do you understand about this? The gases in the lower thermosphere is more or less uniform. Okay, so it is called as homosphere. The upper portion, the thermosphere has uneven composition of gases. It is not equal. So hence it is referred as heterosphere. Here the temperature increases with increasing height. Okay. Next, mostly in this thermosphere, what was found means ionosphere is a layer of the thermosphere that contain iron and free electrons. So what you can see in this thermosphere means iron and electrons. So ionosphere is the layer of the thermosphere. So sometimes they may ask question, which is the layer of the thermosphere? That is the ionosphere. Why it was considered as the layer of the thermosphere means they contain ions and free electrons. Okay. Next one is the magnetosphere. From the word itself you can understand it is the magnetic belt, isn't it? It lies beyond the exosphere. So it is the Earth's magnetic belt where proton and electron coming out from the sun are trapped by the Earth. The magnetic field extends to around 64,000 km above the Earth. So magnetosphere, where you can see means beyond the exosphere. It is the Earth's magnetic belt. Okay, which is the Earth magnetic belt? That is the magnetosphere. So how much it was extended means 64,000 km above the Earth. Next, last one is the exosphere. Exosphere. So it is the uppermost layer of the atmosphere. Sometimes they may ask question, which is the uppermost layer of the atmosphere? That is the exosphere. So the uppermost layer of the atmosphere is called exosphere. Okay, this layer is extremely rare filled with gases and gradually merge with the outer space. This zone is characterized by Aurora Australis and Aurora Borealis. So mostly it is found in the outside of the atmosphere. So exosphere, in Tamil we will say it is veli adukku. Okay, so mostly what was seen in this Aurora Australis and Aurora Borealis. Auroras, what do you mean by this aurora? What we can see in the night, midnight in the sky, you can see this is the cosmic glowing light produced by a stream of electron discharged from the sun's surface. How it was formed means due to magnetic storms. That are seen as unique multicolored firework hanging in the polar sky during midnight. So auroras, where you can see means in the sky due to this sun's magnetic surface, it was seen with a unique multicolored fireworks, like a firecrackers you are seeing, like that it will be seen with multicolored. Next one, weather and climate. What do you mean by this weather and climate? These are the terms that are related to atmospheric conditions. What do you mean by this weather? Weather and climate. Weather denote the way the atmosphere behaves every day, and climate reveals the average of weather condition. Please listen, student. There is one important question also. Distinguish between weather and climate. So what do you mean by weather? This both weather and climate are the terms that are related to the atmospheric conditions. So what do you mean by weather? Weather means it will be denote the day and the way the atmosphere behaves every day. Each and every day, how it was changing like that, it will be explained. And climate. Climate means it reveals the average of weather condition or lately long period of time. For example, 1 year, 2 year, like that. So the difference between the two may be clearly understood with the following table. Okay. So there are many factors that influence weather and climate. Do you know which are the factors influence weather and climate? Distance from the equator, altitude, nearness to the sea, nature of the prevailing winds, mountain barrier, cloud cover, ocean currents, and natural vegetations. Once again, I am saying, what are the factors that influence weather and climate? That distance from the equator, altitude, nearness to the sea, nature of the prevailing winds, mountain barrier, cloud cover, ocean currents, distance from the equator. Okay, and natural vegetation. So one by one about this detail we are going to learn. First one is the distance from the equator. Equator means 0 degree equator, isn't it? So distance, how it was there? Here, the sun's rays fall vertically on the equator. So you all know, already you have learned in the lower classes how this, if the sun's ray fall vertically means it will be very hot. If the slanting means very cool. It is not too hot than the vertical. The sun rays fall vertically mostly on the equator. So the rays are inclined on the regions away from the equator and near the pole. So it will be inclined away from the equator near the pole due to the spherical shape of the earth. The vertical rays heat up the earth more than the inclined rays. So if the rays are vertical, it will be very hot, and it is inclined means very cool. Thus, the place near the equator are warmer than the place which are far away from the equator. So, near the equator, how it will be? It will be very hot. At the same time, far away from the equator, it will be not too hot. Now, we can learn about the difference between weather and climate. So, distinguish between weather and climate. There is one question. Roman number 5, first question. This one only. Distinguish between weather and climate. Please listen carefully. Weather. What do you mean by this weather? Weather is the study of atmospheric conditions for short duration over small areas. So, what do you mean by weather? Weather is the study of atmospheric conditions for short duration over small areas. At the same time, climate. What do you mean by climate? Climate is the study of the average weather condition observed over a long period of time for a large area. Okay, what do you mean by weather? Weather is the study of atmospheric conditions for short duration over small areas. What do you mean by climate? Climate is the study of the average weather condition observed over a long period of time for a large area. Second point, the weather changes very often, hour to hour and day to day. At the same time, climate is more or less permanent and remain the same always. Okay, listen, here the weather changes very often, each hour to hour and day to day also it will be changed. At the same time, climate will be permanent and remain the same always. Okay. Third point is a place can experience different types of weather conditions in a day. Okay. For example, we can say one place, any one place. For example, Kanyakumari you take. It will be take different types of weather conditions in a day. A day with a hot morning can have a rainy noon. Okay. Same day in the morning we can say it will be very hot. At the same time in the evening it will be very rainy. Okay, so a place can experience different types of weather conditions in a day. Example, a day with a hot morning can have a rainy noon. At the same time, the climate, a place can experience almost the same type of climate. Okay, listen carefully. How it was the weather. A place can experience different types of weather conditions in a day. Particular day, morning if it is hot means at noon or at evening it will be rainy. Same time the climate, it is not like that. It will be almost the same type of climate. Next one, weather data is collected every day in the observations. Okay, so weather data is collected every day in the observatories. Climate is average of the weather data. So which is the average of the weather data? Climate. Last point is study of weather is called meteorology. Here the study of climate is called climatology. Okay, this is very important question. The distinguish between weather and climate. First, there are 5 points. So first one, once again we can recall, weather is the study of atmospheric conditions. Climate is the study of average weather conditions. Here, weather, it is for short duration or small areas. Climate, a long period for a large area. Okay. Next, second one, the weather changes very often, hour to hour and day to day. At the same time, climate is more or less permanent and remains the same always. Next point, a place can experience different types of weather conditions in a day. At the same time, the climate, a place can experience almost the same type of climate. Here, weather data is collected every day. Climate, average of the weather data. So, study of weather is called meteorology. Study of climate is called climatology. So, did you understand? Next, we can see this altitude. What do you mean by altitude? Here, altitude refers to the height above mean sea level. What do you mean by altitude? In Tamil, we will say கடல் மட்டத்திலிருந்து உயரம். Okay, altitude refers to the height above sea level. Okay, what do you mean by this? It is the height above sea level. Here, the temperature decreases at the rate of 6.5 degrees Celsius per kilometer of height. So, this is called normal lapse rate. Okay, how much temperature it was decreases? 6.5 degree Celsius per kilometer of height. So, this is called as normal lapse rate. So, places of the higher altitude have a lower temperature. Suppose if there is a higher altitude, how the temperature will be? Temperature will be low. Okay, students, next one is the nearness to the sea. Nearness to the sea. What do you know about this nearness to the sea? From this two picture, what you understand? One day and next one is the night, isn't it? Already you have studied in the 8th standard also. During daytime, which will get hot and see the places located which will be hot and which will be cold. During the daytime, the land will get heated more than the ocean. At the same time, during night, the land cool more rapidly than the ocean. Okay, already in the lower class you have learned sea breeze and land breeze, isn't it? So nearness to the sea. Here the climate of a place varies according to its nearness to the sea. Places near the coast experience equable climate due to the influence of the winds from the sea. Places located inland far from the sea does not experience the moderating influence of the sea. Such places experience a continental type of climate. Okay, so which will experience the continental type of climate means places located inland far from the sea does not experience the moderating influence of the sea. Such places experience a continental type of climate, that is the land. Next one, land breeze and sea breeze. What do you mean by this land breeze and sea breeze? So what is called sea breeze? There is one question also. They distinguish between land breeze and sea breeze. That is Roman number 5, question number 2. Distinguish between land breeze and sea breeze. So during the day, the land masses get heated more rapidly than the ocean. You all know, during daytime, the land will get heated more rapidly. What do you mean by rapidly? Quickly, very fast than the ocean. Heated air ascended and this causes low pressure on the adjoining ocean. Therefore, the wind blows from ocean to land is the afternoon. This is called as sea breeze. So, sea breeze, it will help to reduce the temperature of the coastal region, especially during the summer season. Summer season, it will help to reduce the temperature of the which portion? Coastal region. So, what is called sea breeze? During daytime, the land masses get heated more quickly than the oceans. So, the wind blow from ocean to land is the afternoon. This is called as sea breeze. Okay. Well, next one is the what do you mean by land breeze? Here, during night, the land cools more rapidly than the ocean. The opposite of that, isn't it? During the night, which will get to cool, land cool more rapidly than the ocean. Here, cold air sinks and forms high pressure. The wind blows from land to sea during the night. This is called as land breeze. Okay, so distinguish between sea breeze and land breeze. So what do you mean by that? During the day, the land masses get heated more rapidly than the ocean. The wind blows from ocean to land in the afternoon. This is called sea breeze. During the night, the land cools more rapidly than the ocean. The wind blows from land to sea during the night. This is called land breeze. Next one is the nature of the prevailing wind. What do you mean by this? Nature of the prevailing wind. The wind changes the climate of a place based on from where they blow. When wind blows from a warm region, it makes the place warm and cold. When blows from a colder region, the onshore wind causes rainfall, making the place cool, whereas the offshore wind bring dry weather. So, nature of the prevailing wind. What do you know about this? The wind changes the climate of the place. So, which will change the climate of the place? The wind. When wind blow from warm region, it makes the place warm and cold. When wind blow from the colder region, the onshore wind causes rainfall, making the place cool, whereas the offshore wind bring dry weather. Okay. Next point is mountain barriers. Next one is the mountain barriers. What do you mean by this? So, mountain barriers. Barrier means tadai, isn't it? The location of the mountain influences the climate of the place. The mountain chain acts as the natural barrier for the wind. So, sometimes they prevent the entry of the cold wind into the country or the escape of monsoon wind, thus having a great influence over the climate. So, what do you mean by this mountain barrier? Mountain barrier, it is the chain act as a natural barrier for the wind. Okay. Sometimes They prevent the entry of cold wind into the country or the escape of monsoon wind, thus having the great influence over the climate. So it will act as the barrier. Which one was acting as a barrier? Mountain. Because of that mountain only, sometimes we are getting rain, and it will prevent it from the cold wind. Next one is the windward side of a mountain which faces the prevailing wind. It receives heavy rainfall. This is also one of the important question. The leeward side of the mountain, in the side sheltered from the wind, it receives very less rainfall. Okay, the windward side and the leeward side. Distinguish between windward side and leeward side. This is Roman number 5, question number 3. Distinguish between windward side and leeward side. The windward is the side of the mountain which faces the prevailing wind. It receives heavy rainfall. At the same time, the leeward side of the mountain is the side sheltered from the wind. It receives very less rainfall. Okay. Next one is the cold cover. Okay. Next one is the cold cover. What do you know about this cold cover? Cloud cover. This cloud cover means it will be reflect a large amount of radiations from the sun. Okay, clouds. What do you mean by this cloud? Cloud reflect a large amount of radiations from the sun. This prevent the entry of heat of the earth's surface. So directly, if more clouds are found, means the heat won't affect our earth. So it's in the area generally of cloudless sky like the desert, temperature is very high. On the other hand, under cloudy sky, the temperature is low. So cloud cover, because of this cloud cover, what is the use of that? It will protect us from the direct sunlight. Okay, cloud reflect a large amount of radiations from the sun. So this prevent the entry of heat of the earth's surface. So in areas generally of cloudless sky like the desert, temperature is very high. At the same time, cloudy sky, the temperature is low. Next one is the ocean currents. The warm ocean current raises the temperature of the nearby coastal areas, while the cold current lowers the temperature of a place. Ocean current. What do you mean by this ocean current? Warm ocean current, cold ocean current. So the warm ocean current, the temperature of the nearby coastal areas, while the cold ocean current lower the temperature of a place. Okay. Next, last one is the natural vegetation. What do you mean by this natural vegetation? Here, the trees release water vapor into the air and makes it cool. You all know from the trees, what is also released? Carbon dioxide also released. At the same time, water vapor also released. Because of that, what happens means the air will get cool and it makes the surroundings cool. This forest area have lower range of temperature throughout the year in contrast to non-forested areas. Okay, students. So the natural vegetation, because of this natural vegetation, the trees will release water vapor into the air and make it cool. So where you can see more cool air means near the forest areas having lower range of temperature throughout the year in contrast to non-forested areas. If there is no forest area, it will be very hot. Okay. Now next portion we can learn in the next class. A few questions I am going to mark it. Only a little question only. Please study well. First, Roman number 1. Choose the best answer. Roman number 1. Choose the best answer. First one. Dash is the most important gas for the survival of living organism. Which is the most important gas for the survival of living organism? That is the oxygen. Okay, option C is the correct answer. So please students mark it. Option C. Second one, the lowest layer of the atmosphere is troposphere. Option A. Okay, third one, dash reflect radio waves. Which reflect radio waves? Mesosphere. That is option C. So choose three questions. First one option C, second one option A, third one option C. Next, Roman number 3, answer the following briefly. Define atmosphere. Define atmosphere. That is page number 180. I will take page number 180 in your book. First para, fourth line. The blanket of air that surrounds the earth is called the atmosphere. It is held close to the earth by gravitational attraction. Next heading, composition of the atmosphere, and there are also three lines. Atmosphere is a mixture of gases, water vapor and dust particles in different proportions. Okay students, once again I am reading. Define atmosphere. This is very important question. Page number 180. First para, under the introduction para, fourth line. The blanket of air that surrounds the earth is called the atmosphere. It is held close to the earth by gravitational attraction. Next, under the heading composition of the atmosphere, first three line. Atmosphere is a mixture of gases, water vapor and dust particles in different proportion. The same question, okay. Second question, name the different atmospheric layer. That also page number 180. Name the different atmospheric layer. Under the heading structure of the atmosphere, name the different atmospheric layer. What are the different atmospheric layer? Page number 180. Under the heading structure of the atmosphere, third line. The 5 atmospheric layers are troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere. Okay, that's all. Next, third question. Mention the factors that affect the climate. That on page number 181. Mention the factors that affect weather and climate. That is page number 181. Under the heading, there are many factors that influence weather and climate, isn't it? 8 points are there. That one is the Roman number 3, question number third one. So there are many factors that influence weather and climate. So you want to start the answer like this. Factors that influence weather and climate are distance from the equator, altitude, nearness to the sea, nature of the prevailing winds, mountain barrier, cloud cover, ocean currents, natural vegetations. Next, distinguish between. Okay, the first question, here also 3 questions I will mark and give. Weather, distinguish between weather and climate. That is page number 182. Distinguish between weather and climate. That is page number 182. There one tabular column you can see, isn't it? Weather and climate. There are 5 points also there, that on you mark it. Weather is the study of atmospheric conditions for short duration over small areas. Climate is the study of the average weather condition observed over a long period of time for a large area. The weather changes very often, hour to hour and day to day. Climate is more or less permanent and remains the same always. A place can experience different types of weather conditions in a day. Example, a day with a hot morning can have a rainy noon. A place can experience almost the same type of climate. Weather data is collected every day in the observation. Climate is average of the weather data. Study of weather is called meteorology. Study of climate is called climatology. Up to that, Roman number 5, question number 1. Okay, that is page number 182. Next one, second question, distinguish between land breeze and sea breeze. That is page number 183. Okay, 183 under the heading fact. Sorry, do you know? Okay, under the heading distinguish between land breeze and sea breeze. Sorry, under the heading fact, Roman number 5, question number 2. Listen, during the day, the land mass get heated more rapidly than the ocean. Next, second line, the wind blows from ocean to land in the afternoon. This is called sea breeze. Up to that. Next para. During the night, the land cools more rapidly than the ocean. Next line. The wind blows from land to sea during the night. This is called land breeze. Okay, students. So once again I am saying distinguish between land breeze and sea breeze. That is page number 183. During the day, the land masses get heated more rapidly than the ocean. The wind blows from ocean to land in the afternoon. This is called sea breeze. During the night, the land cools more rapidly than the ocean. The wind blows from land to sea during the night. This is called land breeze. Okay. Next, third question. Distinguish between windward side and leeward side. Leeward side, that is page number 183. Do you know? You see that paraful. So the windward is the side of a mountain which faces the prevailing wind. It receives heavy rainfall. The leeward side of a mountain is the side sheltered from the wind. It receives very less rainfall. So Roman number 5, question number 3, page number 183. Do you know that one fully? Okay. The windward side is the side of a mountain which faces the prevailing wind. It receives heavy rainfall. The leeward side of a mountain is the side sheltered from the wind. It receives very less rainfall. Next, one paragraph question I am going to mark. That is Roman number 6, question number 1. Write a paragraph about the structure of the atmosphere. That is page number 180, 181. Okay. Listen. Write a paragraph about the structure of the atmosphere. Page number 180 and 181. I'll take page number 180. Under page number 180, write a paragraph about the structure of the atmosphere. Under the heading, structure of the atmosphere. The atmosphere is thick near the Earth's surface and thin out until it eventually merges with space. Okay. So, the 5 atmospheric layers are troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere. About this detail you want to learn. Troposphere. So, I will short and mark and you, okay. Troposphere, what is that? The lowest layer of the atmosphere is the troposphere. Next, the layer extends up to 8 km to the poles and up to 18 km at the equator. The temperature decreases with increasing height. So, almost all weather phenomena take place in this layer, hence it is called weather making layer. So, the upper limit of the troposphere is called as tropopause. Next one, stratosphere. Stratosphere lies above the troposphere. It extends to a height of about 50 km above Earth's surface. Since this layer is a concentration of ozone molecule, it is also referred as ozonosphere. The temperature increases with increase in height in this layer. So, the upper limit of the stratosphere is called as stratopause. Next one, mesosphere. There also mesosphere extends between 50 km and 80 km. The temperature decreases with increasing height. Radio waves transmitted from Earth are reflected back to Earth from this layer. So here the uppermost limit of the mesosphere is the mesopause. Next one, thermosphere. Thermosphere exists above the mesosphere, extends to about 600 km. Here the temperature increases with increasing height. Next, exosphere. Thermosphere, once again I am reading. Thermosphere exists above the mesosphere. It extends to about 600 km. Next, the composition of gases in the lower thermosphere is more or less uniform. Hence, it is called homosphere. The upper portion of the thermosphere has uneven composition of gas and hence it is referred as heterosphere. Here, the temperature increases with increasing height. Ionosphere is a layer of the thermosphere that contains ions and free electrons. Next, last one is the exosphere. The uppermost layer of the atmosphere is called exosphere. This layer is extremely rare fed with gases and gradually merges with the outer space. Okay, students. So please study thoroughly. And with this lesson, only few questions I have given. So thank you, students.